What is up, guys? This is Wim, and today I have something really exciting for you. I'm gonna show you exactly how I made my track Endless Feelings, which actually hit the Beatport top 100 releases. For the kick, as you can see, I have quite a lot of processing applied. Let's see how it sounds before that. As you can see, quite a nice and punchy kick, but it needed some extra processing to really fit my track. After that, it sounds like this. So let's see what is going on here. First, I have a Arturia preamp applied. I really like to add this on the kick. It gives some really nice punch to it. Let's see how that sounds. After that, we have the FabFilter Saturn, which is adding some really nice low end and also punch to the sound. After that, another preamp from Arturia. This one you can definitely hear has some nice distortion. Then I even added a little bit more boost in the low end and also a little bit in the high end, as you can see. After that, I have another EQ applied, which is actually a technique where you have a look at the frequencies of the bass and then carve them out in the kicks so it has a little bit more space in the mix. I will show you this technique in another tutorial. So let's have a look at the bass. I split my bass in 4 different layers here, which is quite a lot, but it adds some really nice movement. The first one is a very low sub bass, and I actually already explained that in my ARPA tutorial. It's just a basic patch. I cut it out a lot of the high end, added some erosion white noise for the distortion, and also this echo preset here, and I also did a little bit of compression. So let's see how that sounds. After that, we have the main bass layer of the track. It is a patch from Diva, which I tweaked a little bit. And we have also quite a lot of effects on it. Let's have a look how this sounds. So we added a lot of delay, as you can see, but let's go through it one by one. So first, as you can see, we're only left with the mid-range, which is the most prominent here. And we cut it out the unnecessary low end because we already have that in the sub bass. After that, you can see again, I added a little bit of erosion. It's very subtle, you won't even really hear it, but it gives a really nice analog feeling. Then you can see an auto pan here, which I'm actually just using in the break here. I will show you the break after we finish with the effects. Then the most important effect in this chain, obviously the delay, which adds some really nice groove. And then again, a little bit of EQing. Together it sounds like this. That sounds really nice, but for me it was missing a little bit of the clickiness, a little bit of the attack and punchiness, which really kicks the bass out in your face and out of the mix. So I found this little click sample here. I applied some randomness, so it adds even a little bit more movement to the bass line. And I just again carved out the bass frequencies here. Let's see how that sounds in comparison. Now you can see that sounds way better. You can actually hear it better in solo mode. So you can see without the click there's pretty much no transient, and we added a really nice transient by adding this one. On top of that, I wanted to even add a little bit more variation to it, so I found this little loop here which worked pretty well. It sounds like this. As you can see, some minor adjustments here. I only automated the gain here, which is getting rid of some unnecessary hits I didn't want in the track. So altogether it sounds like this. So I just wanted to show you how I tweaked the bass line right in front of the drop. We have a really nice build up here with a lot of automation. Especially the resonance is getting some tweaking here, the decay not really. As you can see, we're using the auto pen and we're adding the redox effect here, which has a really nice effect when you automate the downsample rate. So let's have a look how that sounds. Let's have a look at the main lead of the track. This is an arpeggiated sequence, as you can see. We have a preset for Maturia Zem, which I tweaked a little bit again, and also again quite a lot of automation going on. The notes are rather simple right in front of the break, but the trick here really is to use your arpeggiator, set it in the free mode, and animate the rate as you go. As you can see, it is this automation curve here, which I used. I just applied it to one of my MIDI controllers and just recorded the movement of it. Let's see how that arpeggiator sounds. Really nice, big and atmospheric sound. As you can see, we also applied quite a lot of processing. Let's see how it sounds dry. I'm also going to turn down the send effects here. So as you can see, the sound is quite about the effect. So I'm going to turn the send effects on again, and we're going to have a look what we did here. First, again, a little auto pen. You've seen this a lot already. Then we have a little bit of EQing. Again, some erosion. This time I used it in the sine mode, which is also quite nice. Adds this really nice higher note. After that, another erosion, this time in the white noise mode. Quite important for that sound, as you can see. Then we have the warm tube effect with a little bit of drive. We have a preamp from Maturia again, which is cranked all the way up. Then we have a delay going on here, a utility where you can see I automated the width a little bit to take it down right in front of the drop, which is a really nice technique because that way it's getting very narrow right in front of the drop and suddenly on the drop it spreads out into stereo again. You could also use this effect on the master channel where you just narrow it down not to 0% but maybe to 70-60% and right on the drop make it again back to 100%, which is a really nice effect. Here we have an automated auto pen, which I already used on the bass, and it works really nice together. After that, again a cue to get rid of the low frequencies. So the same patch we actually use throughout the whole track. It is just a little bit more slim version of that sound, not as many effects applied, but we have a similar technique here, automating the arpeggiator rate here. This time we actually have it built into Zem, and it's actually also on sync mode, so it sounds really nice on the beat. And yeah, throughout the track I always used to record with my keyboard some sequences like this. I think I never used the same twice in the track, so it stays nice and interesting, even though the notes are actually quite simple. Let's have a look how this one sounds. So in case you're wondering what is this nice reverb, it's mostly coming from the Valhalla Shimmer, which is really a lovely plugin. You can copy the preset if you want here. Definitely one of my favorite plugins, which you actually shouldn't use too much, but it's very good on those big elements in the track. As you can see, I have the send here all the way up. Now let's have a quick look at the effects section here, which is also quite important for the break. As you can see, I used several white noises here. The first one sounds like this. As you can see, quite some automation going on. Then we have another white noise, which is coming from the Mini. Yeah, sometimes it's really nice to use something like this instead of a snare build-up, because the white noise you can just automate way better. For example, here the decay I automated and recorded with my controller, the cutoff, and yeah, as you can see, this is mostly just white noise effects again, and also using the same automation here with the Redux. Then I found this sample here, which adds really nice to the lead sound. It's just subtly in the background. And yeah, these are all the main layers of my track Endless Feelings. Because I used so many plugins this time, I think it's not really useful to share the project template, but I hope you learned something from this tutorial. Let's have a look one more time how it all sounds together.